Hello and welcome. Today I'm in the tier 8 Japanese destroyer, the Akizuki, using these modules and commander skills, I believe at least, and it's match on the map Mountain Range and I am heading towards the A cap. Also, if you're wondering why there are no real sounds in the background, it's because I am probably alt-tabbed. At least that's usually what happens when you don't hear any sound, because for some reason, Wargaming really likes to mute the sound in the game when it's in the background. I really wish they would change that. Anyways, shout out to the Ides of March 93. He asked me for a shout out in game, so I figured I would give him one. You can do so as well if you see me in a match at least. Anyways, hopefully I'll try to cap this A cap. It's not quite certain though. I know where one of their DDs is, but I don't know where the other two are. And I saw that Atago, I wanted to fire at her and expected to stay in concealment, but unfortunately it didn't quite work out. So, let's deal with this Benson. I fire AP because the HE just doesn't penetrate at all of the... well, it doesn't penetrate well enough on something like a Benson's armor. So AP is a bit better when the ship is not angled towards you. Otherwise, you know, you'll have to just live with using HE. I'd like to shoot at the Montana, but I quite can't. She is too far away. The unfortunate thing with this match is that it's a tier 10 battle, and it's unfortunate because the worst thing for Akizuki is if she is bottom tier. She is a ship that is far more powerful when she is top tier than if she is bottom tier because of the caliber of guns and the penetration power of said guns. That Fletcher is over there. I got a few nice AP salvos, but unfortunately it didn't quite work out. And I am 4.5 seconds from capping this space, so I don't really want to do crazy maneuvers. On the other hand, staying where I am is quite risky because of the Atago and the fact that, well, there's a Fletcher right next to me. And I think that it was the Fletcher that torpedoed earlier, but I am not certain of that. So I might very well just be torpedoed. So I figure, what the hell, I'll just run away, otherwise I will die here. And so I give up the A cap. It's okay, I guess. There is a battleship going in, which is a bit surprising. Maybe I should have stayed after all, if the battleship goes in, but I don't have smoke and that Atago was getting closer and closer, so it seemed quite dangerous. And well, there's the Fletcher with her torpedoes. Time to fire AP at the Fletcher again, because, well, she is a bigger threat, although she is angled, so I don't quite think that it's working out well. So I switch targets to the Atago. A big problem with the Akizuki is that her 100mm caliber guns are really poor in penetration in HE and AP both. And because of that, you really do need to pick your targets based on convenience rather than, you know, what is important to shoot. If the enemy angles, it's very difficult to actually deal much damage with HE or AP. I don't quite know why it is. I think that even superstructures are angled in a way where they have better armor in some angle when you're firing at them at some angles or something along those lines. I'm not quite certain of it. The nice thing with the 100mm guns is that I can fire without being spotted from 8.9 kilometers. Well, I guess 9 kilometers, 8.9 is the limit. But on the other hand, obviously the alpha damage is very low, and because of that, even the amount of fires you get is a lot lower than you would expect. This is, for instance, why I'm firing AP at this Yamato instead of HE. Although I don't think this AP is going to be very effective either. Some spoilers here. I will be firing at that Yamato quite a lot. So the Yamato is at 95,000 HP. And she is heading towards this A cap right now. A lot of this game is going to be centered on what that Yamato does. Okay, so I got the fire. That is very good. I've noticed that when you get penetrations, you have a slightly higher chance of getting fires, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to get any if you don't get penetrations. So I don't quite know how it works. Luckily, I got into the cap zone with my smoke and, started capping. Yamato used damage control party here, so now I would really like to keep spamming HE on her to try to get the fire. I don't quite, know if it's going to be successful, but I'll try my best with... Just look at the counter on the side. 2 penetrations. 86 failures to penetrate. That's just incredible. Most of these, well, they do nothing at all. So many shells fired, but they don't do anything. Wargaming, where's my gold ammo? Where's my gold ammo? Like in World of Tanks. Can you imagine though how damn expensive it would be to run an Akizuki like that? Luckily though, that one fire is going on, so I am getting some damage at least on the Yamato. But she is still at over 90,000 HP. And I hope I just didn't mess up. Okay, this was quite lucky. I almost messed up quite hard here by almost sailing out of the cap zone. So I'm gonna torpedo, then I'm going to use torpedo reload booster. I'm gonna keep firing, and then I'm going to torpedo again. Well, right now. Hopefully I'll get like a hit or something. I got another fire, which is quite lucky, but unfortunately my smoke is disappearing, so I use speed boost and start running. Okay, one torpedo salvo missed, but let's hope for something better on the other one. Oh my god, that AP did damage. I should have been firing AP all this time, I guess. Ouch, that did hurt. Okay, torpedo hit, no flooding. That is so unfortunate. That is so unfortunate. Okay, come on, Akizuki. Run faster. Well, there's Yamato going next to the Yamato, so hopefully at least I won't get shot at by the Yamato now. Yes, a fire. That's very good. Very good. That's extra damage. Okay, a friendly Yamato is going in, and well, she exploded against Bananas, China. Alright, I continue shooting HE at this Yamato. By the way, if I were to rate whether you should do what I'm doing in this game, then I would say probably no. It's kinda wasteful. Because I'm spending... I mean, sure, I'm a tier 8 destroyer that's very, very bad in this kind of match, so maybe it's not quite wasted, but on the other hand, I could be doing something else. But we have all of the 3 cap zones, so it's somewhat okay, so I don't quite know for sure. Anyways, my smoke is off, so I'm gonna smoke here. By the way, our second Yamato is going against Bananas China. I'm gonna keep burning Bananas China, and let's see whether our second Yamato will be able to take her. Meanwhile, I will be trying to get some fires going. By the way, that guy is still at 60,000 HE, and I've been firing continuously at this guy. Oh, 2 fires. That's very good. Oh, and I should be able to torpedo again. Our friendly Yamato is in the way though, so I don't quite know if that's going to work out. But I'll try anyway. It might be that Bananas China uses the Yamatos... Okay, sorry. That would be spoilers. Okay. This is what I didn't want to spoil. Our Yamato exploded, so that guy has killed 2 of our Yamatos. I wanted to say that Bananas China might use the friendly Yamato as, to defend against my torpedoes. But anyways, that guy is still at 42,000 HP. I'm pretty sure I've done a lot of damage to her, and 2 friendly Yamatos have sailed by me and died to this Yamato, and this guy is still at half HP. That's incredible. Come on. I guess I will have to start running again, because she is getting closer and she will spot me very, very soon. Okay, she got a fire, or I got a fire going. Okay, whatever. YOLO. YOLO. My plan here is to sail closer, hopefully tried to sail in a way where her guns can't track, because I will be surprising her. She probably doesn't expect me to come close. Look, see? Her guns are pointed elsewhere, and now I want to ram her. I want to cause a flooding, because right now, see? Shells missed and ram and go. Okay, she got Die Hard. That's fine, she survived this. But I got the flooding, and she doesn't have damage control part yet. Well, there she goes. See, if your torpedoes are on cooldown, use your backup torpedo, which is the ship itself. Although, to be honest, on the Akizuki, I don't quite recommend doing that, because she is slow at 33 knots. Battleships might literally just run away. Like, if you did that to an Iowa, the Iowa turns around and starts running away, and you're like, I'm sorry, could you please slow down, because I can't catch up. So at this point I tell my Benson to not do something risky, and well, let's look at this North Carolina versus Amagi fight. This has been going on for minutes, really. Come on, North Carolina, I believe in you. So remember, guys, capping wins games. Or, you know, at least you don't lose as often if you try to get at least some objectives. It also makes the game quite a bit more interesting than if you just try to slaughter the enemy. And 618 shell hits. I was actually number 2. I can't believe I was number 2. I guess I did shoot the destroyer, or actually 2 destroyers even. But honestly, I feel kinda bad for the enemy Yamato. I mean, the guy got 6 kills this game. He killed half of our team. Okay, so I fired 600 HE shells on the enemy. I did 990 damage. 400 HE shell hits on the Yamato. 0 damage. 600 HE shells total fired in the entire game. 919 alpha damage. 990, sorry. 384 AP shells fired and 25,000 damage. So, yeah, that HE wasn't quite as effective in alpha damage. On the other hand, you do have to remember that HE did cause fires, which did 72,000 damage. And ramming did 20,000 damage to the Yamato and 3,000 by the flooding, so the backup torpedo definitely worked. I did 118,000 damage alone to that Yamato. I pretty much spent half my game just fighting that one Yamato. And essentially nothing else. Quite amazing, but then again, it is a tier 10 ship. Sure, she managed to kill quite many of our allies, but eventually I did get her down. Which I guess was quite useful. Because I am an Akizuki, so not the most useful ship in a tier 10 battle, but I feel that it was quite worth it. I don't quite recommend doing this generally though. Focusing on one enemy like this, no, I don't think it's really worth it. But, you know, sometimes it's fun to try. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the Patreons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support, Captain Ramius, and I hope I see you guys next time.